Hey everyone, it's Kong, and here's the 8th issue of the Langrisser Lookout. This is going to be another abbreviated issue for a couple of reasons. One, if you'll remember, I was on vacation last week, so my progress update is going to be fairly short. And two, I want to cover some of the latest news in a separate video. So for now, let's catch up on some of the junk we missed. And let's start with the Community News Roundup. The biggest news I missed from last time is that there's an Overlord collab coming to China this week, and it's due on global servers in December. I will talk more about that in its own video coming very soon. We also got a peek at new 3C skills for Claret and Hiei. Claret's is basically a jacked up roar, with some additional effect based on how far you move, and a cooldown reduction if you get the kill. And Hiei's is pretty much a combination of his two signature skills, allowing him to ignore guard and also cause heal reversal with the same attack. Of course, we also got a preview of two new pieces of unique gear. The first is a weapon for Akaya, which has percent and flat boosts to attack and int, so it's really good for her usual builds. The special effect lets her summon a wolf spirit after taking action, with 75% of her stats, so this is a pretty good way to get the ball rolling on her wolf train. Vargas gets a suit of body armor that effectively lets him counterattack at 2 range, as long as he's under the effects of his power stab conversion, so it still doesn't really do anything for his inability to handle magical attacks, but it does stop ranged units from getting free pings in on him. It also looks like we'll be moving into a new phase of the main story. So Oliver just hit 6 stars in China, which means data miners have learned that Melania, his sister, is going to be added to the game as the next free gradual shard collecting character. She's an SR rarity pseudo healer, but she does come with Gospel, which is fantastic, so making that skill really accessible. I think she'll be the 4th unit to have access to it. And she also has a weird skill that lets her turn any unit into a physical tank for a couple turns. The next new characters after Overlord are probably going to be the story characters Clotaire and Rosenseal. And finally, as you all know, I'm sure, we have the swimsuit event ongoing in the Secret Realm. The challenges for this one are actually really easy. This was one of the earliest events that's now being rerun now that we're all much more powerful than we were in the early days. So make sure you get in there and clear the easy challenges for lots of controller points and get yourself some Secret Realm equipment. There are also only a few days left on the Tiaras, Varna, Narm, and Freya skins in the shop, so hopefully they'll be replaced by the Lana and Luna skins on Thursday. Hopefully. Now in PvP news, the Summit der Langrisser Season 2 concluded, and this is what we missed last time. So, Gaul managed to defeat Roylee to take the Season 2 crown, and Absol walked away with the bronze. Big congrats to all competitors for making the second season even more successful than the first. In fact, on that note, Summit der Langrisser Season 3 is actually already starting. Registration just closed last night, so I didn't even really have time to put together a video specifically for that tourney. Hopefully everyone who was interested in competing had a chance to get themselves registered. I think most people are probably in the Discord or following it already. Straw seems to really be ramping up the streaming infrastructure this time around, so you may see a lot of additional people streaming these matches. With more ways to watch this tournament, you should have no trouble finding ways to watch the matches that catch your eye. The R and SR only Summit der Benchgrisser trademark tournament, the round of pools are happening right now, so I'll leave a link to that tournament as well in the description. And finally on this front, indie tourney organizer Noob Pianist is back with another fresh take on the format. This time it's a Blitz style tournament for global Korean players. It's going to be broadcast in English by Q and in Korean by the famed Kazgao. Registration for this one is actually still open for a couple more days, so if you're Korean and you're interested in asserting apex dominance over your fellow country people, follow the link in the description to get started. The tournament looks set to get rolling this coming weekend. Q's going to be lighting up Twitch with all the streaming he's doing lately. So again, there's tournament info and the registration link in the description below. And that's it for the abbreviated version of the news this week, so let's move on to the Kong update for July 20th. I'll start with a summoning update. On the Valentine's Day banners, my plans were actually fairly conservative. I got Lanford in 20 summons, and I've been sharding him up to trade for a free Night of Mystery on Tuesday or Wednesday, and that's all the summoning I did there. On the Omega, Virash, and Cherie banner, I had a guaranteed Virash, so I went in for him and I managed to get him in 90 summons. Taking that hit unfortunately did drop my lifetime summoning rate down again to 1.83%. There's no Awakening update this week, so that means it's time for the grind. First of all, my goals. What am I working towards right now, and what have I been working towards? Even though I was on vacation, I actually made some pretty great progress. On the Eternal Temple side, I knocked out the level 70 Scylla after building up Chris's bonds and classes the rest of the way. I had left them unfinished when I first started working on her for H&M. So I used a team of Matthew, Narm, Chris, Yulia, Leanna, and 5-star Elwyn. Now Phoenix is the only Eternal Temple boss I have left to finish off. In Ancient Beckoning, while I was on vacation, I tackled Sleipnir kind of half-heartedly. I did get an A+. I was using 5-star Leon, 5-star Bernhardt with level 35 gear, 5-star Olivier, 5-star Iris, 5-star Luna, and 4-star Altamuller. I tried some different adjustments and some different approaches, but I think I really just need my Altamuller to be better. I'm not going to use Gates of Fate on him, but I think I will try to buy his regular crown during the next cycle when I hopefully have some more money, and I'll improve that and some other gear as well, and we'll see if that makes the difference. So, moving on to my gear, I actually did have a pretty good couple of weeks with regards to gear. I got my 3rd Fury of Tyr. Now this is where things start to get kind of funny. Way down here. Okay, I got my first Yggdrasil branch ever from a dragon sweep during my Virash summoning video. So that'll be fun to finally try that out, but this is crazy. I got my 3rd and my 4th Tenyo's headdress on the same day. One from a map event and one from a joint battle, so I'm done complaining about joint battles. And I also got my 5th Tenyo's robe, so I'm really outfitting my mage and healer squad. Now for Gates, the winner of the 2nd Gates of Folly community poll was Tiaris, so I've continued getting Tiaris up. No one else has really made big advancements, partly because I've been working on characters who are kind of already 5 stars, so it takes a little bit longer. And I've also been working on getting Lanford shards up for trade. So you can see I've made some progress on Ares, I've got him up around 50. Tiaris will be finished within the next couple days, which means the 3rd Gates of Folly community poll, which is live now, will determine someone different from Tiaris. The poll is going to be active all day Monday until the in-game server reset, at which point I'll start farming up whoever wins the vote all the way up until the next issue of the Lookout in 2 weeks. So yeah, as I mentioned, this was going to be the first poll without Tiaris, so it'll be interesting to see which way you're leaning now. Now for grunts, admittedly, there's not a ton to show here, because partly what I was doing for the last couple of weeks was just spreading resources fairly evenly, getting cores up a little bit. You can see I've boosted everyone's cores just a little bit. And I focused on some specific techs. I got Fine Steel Hooves up to level 10. And for the next cycle, I think I'm going to do mainly that, but I'm also going to work on giving some of my most used units a little more soldier versatility, so they don't have to only use the only level 10 troops that I have, regardless of the situation. So, for example, I'm going to start leveling up Skeleton Knights and Crystal Warlocks, maybe, and also continue edging up my flying nodes here, if possible, if I have the extra resources. Now, for my group, I did, as I briefly mentioned in my progress update, I did max out Chris's bonds in preparation for Scylla, and so she loves me now, so that's nice. I put some patchy work here and there into other characters like Bernhard, Altamuller, kind of during my messing around for Sleipnir, but I didn't really finish any of them off. Oh, and I did indeed finish off Time Rift 14, like I mentioned before vacation. I might try to focus on. So I did do that, and I got Jugler's Defensive Bond up to level 10. So it'll be nice to be able to kind of work on those whenever I want. To avoid bankrupting myself, I'm going to be doing them kind of just as I need them. Probably pace them out every couple days. And I actually do also have a PvP update this week. So last weekend, while I was on the tail end of my vacation, I was able to crack into Gold 3 for the skin rewards, and then I kind of took a rest. So I will be continuing I doubt I have the chops to make it to Langrisser rank, but I don't mind pushing a bit just for fun since I can't drop below my current rank. So yeah, I am going to kind of just ham around a little bit in Apex from now on, and just try to get a little bit more practice, get a little bit more familiar with my team and my box, and kind of play around with different options. I think that's really the best way to gain experience. So with that, the 5Gs are out of the way, and the Kong update is out of the way, and that's going to be it for this issue of the Langrisser Lookout. So thanks for your patience, thanks for watching, and thanks always for your feedback and advice in the comments. Stay tuned for that Overlord update that I promised, and also for the next episode of Should You Summon later this week. And then of course I'll catch you in the next Langrisser Lookout.